Hi, I am Ashutosh, and in this video I shall be solving this question from trigonometry which was asked in JEE Mains 2018. So this question simply says that we have to find the sum of all the solutions of equation because the sum should be compared with k pi. It is given that the sum of all solutions of equation, this is the big equation we have, and the solution should lie between 0 and pi, and the sum is equal to k pi. So we have to find the value of k. So before I start the solution, I want you to just pause the video and give a try because I believe that you can do it. Alright, let's jump into the solution. So here you can see that this is the equation we have, in which there is a parenthesis here, and the product of the first two terms is actually inviting us to apply an identity, that is 2 cosine A cosine B is equal to cosine A plus B plus cosine A minus B. What do I mean? Suppose I have this as A and this as B, and if these two angles pi by 6 plus x and pi by 6 minus x can be treated as A and B, it is simply indicating that there is something 2 cosine A cosine B is hidden there, but the 2 is missing. So for that I will just multiply and divide this left hand side of this equation with 2. So that will become 8 over 2 cosine x, and in this parenthesis, since I am multiplying 2, so this will become 2 cosine pi over 6 plus x times cosine pi over 6 minus x, and this half will be multiplied to 2, so this half will go away to give us 1 here. On the right hand side there is nothing to happen, so this is 1 only. Now this 8 over 2 is 4, this cosine x will remain same, and now here is the standard formula 2 cosine A cosine B, and that can be replaced with cosine of A plus B. It means this pi by 6 plus x and pi by 6 minus x should be added. This will give us pi over 3, and plus cosine A minus B, that means the difference of pi by 6 plus x and pi by 6 minus x, and that will lead us to write cosine of 2x, and this minus 1 will remain here. Now we know that the value of cosine pi by 3 is 1/2, so 1/2 minus 1 will give us negative half. So I can just rearrange and write like this: cosine 2x minus 1/2, and the right hand side there is 1. Now let's just multiply this 4 cosine x to both of these terms. So this will become 4 cosine x cosine 2x, and this half will multiply to this 4 cosine x, so that will give us 2 cosine x. On the right hand side is still 1. To deal with any trigonometric equation, the two things are required. The right hand side should be 0 and the trig function should be uniform. Here you can see that this cosine 2x is here. Can we transform this cosine 2x in cosine x? Because we can see there are 2 cosine x here, so we will try to transform this cosine 2x in terms of cosine x. So there is again an identity, cosine 2a, so this will give us cosine 2a is 2 cosine square a minus 1. Now we shall simplify it further, so that will give us 8 cosine cubed x minus 4 cosine x minus 2 cosine x as it is, and minus 1 is equal to 0, since I want to see the 0 on the right hand side. Now we simplify them further, so that will become 8 cosine cube x minus 6 cosine x minus 1 is equal to 0. Here there is a cubic equation in terms of cos, but we don't have to worry, because if it can factor out 2 from these two terms, we will get something. It's 2 times 4 cosine cubed x minus 3 cosine x, and if you can identify, this is the identity for cosine 3x. So we can simplify it further. that will become 2 cosine 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. It simply means that we can write cosine 3x is equal to 1/2. Now comes the main thing. Since x was lying between 0 and pi, therefore the angle 3x should lie between 0 and 3 pi. So what we have to do, we have to find the values of 3x which are actually lying between 0 and 3 pi, so that the cosine 3x will become half. If you can imagine the quadrants rule, let us see, this is our 4 quadrants and the angle is 3x. So we have to just find out in which quadrant cosine is positive. So cosine is positive in first quadrant, in fourth quadrant, and since we have to move from 0 to 3 pi, so this comes in the first cycle. But when we go further from 2 pi to 3 pi, there's again one point or one instance will appear in which cosine 3x will give you half. So 3x will actually get the values pi by 3 when we are in the first quadrant, and 2 pi minus pi by 3 when we are in the fourth quadrant, and both these two values are found in first cycle, means 0 to 2 pi. Once we move further 2 pi to 3 pi, there is again one solution. It means it should be written as 2 pi plus pi by 3. But notice we had to find the values of x. So all that we have to divide all these solutions with 3. Therefore x should be pi by 9, 2 pi over 3 minus pi by 9, and 2 pi over 3 plus pi by 9. These are the solutions we were looking for. But now we have to sum these solutions, and the sum should be compared with k pi to get the final value of k. So if we add them together, we will get the sum as pi by 9 plus 2 pi by 3 plus 2 pi by 3, because this negative pi by 9, and that should be pi by 9, my fault. So this negative 2 pi by 9 and this pi by 9 will get cancelled. So we will have only pi by 9 plus 2 pi over 3 plus 2 pi over 3, and that will give us 13 pi by 9. And when we compare this thing with k pi, we will get k is equal to 13 by 9, and that is our final answer, which is option number 2. By the way, one more important thing I want to mention here, this question simply tests your memory, because you can notice that after every few steps you should have to apply some formulas or identities, and if all the formulas and identities are not committed to your memory, of course you can't proceed to get the answer. Therefore, memory has its place until you are provided the cheat sheet to use the formula. Alright, see you in the next video with some other interesting question. Till then, bye, take care.